You know, it's weird how quiet it gets sometimes. Like the whole world decided to just pause for a second. The clock's ticking, but it's not loud. The music's playing, but it's more like background breathing than an actual song. And you're just sitting there like nothing's unusual. Don't look at me like that. I'm not being dramatic. Well, maybe a little, but it's true. You ever notice how nights like this make your brain pull out the strangest memories? Not the important ones, not birthdays, not trips, not the stuff you'd put in a photo album, just random things. Like that time you stole the last cookie and I swore I'd never forgive you. Yeah, that's what came to mind tonight. Don't laugh. I was serious back then. Or at least I thought I was. I remember crossing my arms and refusing to look at you. And you were sitting right there, trying so hard not to grin. Like my anger was just another comedy skit for your entertainment. Honestly, I can still see it. That smug little tilt of your head that looked like you were waiting for me to explode. And I did. Or I tried. What was it I yelled? Something about betrayal? Yeah, betrayal over a cookie. Can you imagine? Don't even try to pretend you don't remember. I can tell you do. You've got that same look right now. Like you're holding back a laugh just to see if I'll notice. Spoiler, I noticed. It's funny though. Back then, in the moment, it felt so big. Like the end of the world. But now, sitting here, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous in a way that makes me kind of miss it. Not the fighting. Not really. Just the way even the dumbest little things meant something. Because it was you. Because it was always you standing across from me, making it impossible to stay still, impossible to stay calm, impossible to just let things slide. And here we are, same quiet evening, same two people, only this time no cookie to fight about, no reason to get dramatic, just the silence and me realizing I started this conversation without even knowing where I was going. So, congratulations. You get to be my audience while I ramble about nothing. Again. You know what just popped into my head? That one time, you know exactly which one. The great tragedy of the last slice of pizza. Don't roll your eyes. I know you remember. You were so dramatic about it, like Oscar-level performance. Oh no, the betrayal. How could you? Meanwhile, I'm sitting there with cheese still melting on my tongue, pretending I have no idea what you're talking about. Honestly, it was just pizza. Okay, fine good pizza. Perfectly gooey, right out of the box. The kind where you burn your tongue, but don't care. And yeah, maybe I did eat it a little too quickly, like I was covering up a crime scene. But can you blame me? You hesitated. You were staring at it, thinking, and in my book, that's surrender. The rules are clear. You think too long, you lose. Don't argue. That's how it works. What do you mean? You made that rule up on the spot? Okay, yes, maybe I did. But it's a good rule. It saved me from starvation that night. And besides, you forgave me, didn't you? Well, forgave might be too strong a word. You sulked for an hour, crossed your arms, gave me the silent treatment, which lasted, 15 minutes? And then you caved when I offered you the crust. Yeah, the crust. Peak generosity from me. What? Don't laugh like that. I was being nice. You know how much I love crust. It was basically a peace offering straight from the heart, even if it was a little dry. And it's not the only time we fought over food, either. Remember the ice cream? The one you swore you'd save for later? And then later turned out to be 2 weeks of it sitting in the freezer, untouched, judging me every time I opened the door. I mean, what was I supposed to do? It was practically begging me to rescue it. And then you caught me mid-bite, spoon still in my mouth, looking like a kid with his hand in the cookie jar. The look on your face, pure betrayal, like I just burned down your house instead of eating half a tub of Rocky Road, and you made me buy you a replacement. Do you remember how ridiculous that was? Me, standing at the checkout line with 2 tubs of the exact same flavor, the cashier looking at me like I had some kind of problem, which I don't. For the record, you, maybe, but not me. Oh, and speaking of ridiculous, the light, the eternal war of who forgot to turn it off. Don't even start, because I know your version of the story. But I swear, it wasn't always me. You act like I wander around, just flipping switches for fun. No, sometimes rarely, but sometimes it was definitely you. You'd get all cozy in bed, realize the lamp was still on, and then suddenly develop convenient amnesia, and who had to drag themselves up and turn it off. Me. Every time. You're laughing, aren't you? Because you know it's true. I can hear it in your breathing. That little hitch where you're trying not to let it out. Come on. Admit it. Say it. Just once. Yeah. Maybe it was me. You're impossible. Fine. We'll leave it undecided. But deep down, you know the truth. I'm right. And someday, when you least expect it, you'll finally confess. I'll be there, waiting, smug grin ready. God, we've had so many of those stupid little fights, haven't we? Over snacks, over movies, over... Oh, the walk. Yeah. The legendary "Where are we going?" walk. We set out like we had a plan. Like we were explorers destined for greatness. And 5 minutes in, left or right, neither of us wanted to decide. So we just stood there in the middle of the street, arguing like idiots while people walked around us. Left has better lighting. No, right has snacks. As if the entire balance of the universe depended on that choice. And then we ended up going straight. Straight. The one option neither of us defended. And it was fine. Actually, it was fun. Because by the end of it, we weren't even walking anymore. We were laughing so hard, we had to stop and sit down on the curb like a pair of kids. Passers-by probably thought we'd lost our mind. Maybe we had. Or maybe we just never needed a reason to fight, or laugh, or turn something tiny into a saga. You know what's funny? Every time I'd act like I was so mad. Crossed arms, exaggerated sighs, dramatic eye rolls. But inside, I wasn't really. Not even close. It was just us. A thing. A way of filling the space with noise that somehow always brought us closer instead of further apart. Don't you dare smirk. I can feel you about to say something like, "Oh, so you actually liked fighting with me." That's not what I said. But maybe it's not completely wrong either. You know what's strange? Every time we start remembering those stupid little fights, it always feels like the whole world was smaller back then. Like nothing else mattered except who got the pizza slice or who had to get up to turn off the light. And now, sitting here, it feels so far away, but also not really, like I can still see it, clear as day. The way you'd cross your arms and pretend you were so mad. The way I'd copy you just to push your buttons. We were so dramatic. Over nothing. You ever notice how quiet it gets right after laughing too much? Like the room just exhales, and suddenly everything feels softer, calmer. I like that. Can I admit something? Sometimes, when I said I was mad at you, I wasn't. Not really. I mean, sure, you annoyed me. You always annoy me. But underneath it, there was never that real anger, the kind that sticks. It was more like, I don't know, a shell, something to fill the silence with. And sometimes I'd try, like really try to be angry. Tell myself, okay, this time he's gone too far. This time I'm not going to let it slide. And I'd even rehearse it in my head, how I'd say it, how I'd look at you. But then you'd do something stupid or funny or just you, and it would fall apart. Do you know how frustrating that is? To gear yourself up for a fight and then lose before it even starts? It's like trying to light a match in the rain. No matter how many times you strike it, gone. You don't even realize, do you? How you do that? How you take all the sharp edges out of me, like I'm a balloon, puffed up and ready to pop. And you just untie the knot, let all the air out, and suddenly I'm small again, soft again. It's weird. I don't usually let people do that. Actually, I don't let people do that at all. But with you, it just happens without me noticing, without me wanting it. And sometimes I wonder, what does that say about me? That I can't stay mad at you. That no matter how hard I try, the anger never sticks. Does that mean I'm weak? Or does that mean you're just different? See, this is the part where you're supposed to say something smug. Like, oh, of course I'm different. Who else would put up with you? That's your line. Go on. Say it. I can hear it in your silence. You're holding it back just to make me squirm. But even if you said it, even if you tried to make it a joke, you'd still know. You'd still feel what I'm trying to say. God, listen to me. I sound ridiculous, getting all sentimental out of nowhere. It's your fault. You always bring this out of me. Like I sit down thinking it's just gonna be another easy night, another laugh. And then suddenly, boom, my guard's gone. Words are spilling out before I can stop them. Do you ever do that on purpose? Make me trip over myself like this? Or is it just me imagining things? You know what's the worst part? It doesn't even feel bad. Not anymore. It used to scare me a little, letting someone see through me like that. But with you, it feels safe, dangerous, but safe. Like walking a tightrope with a net underneath. I keep thinking one of these days I'll actually manage it. I'll stay mad. I'll keep the walls up. But every time I look at you, and there it goes. Gone, like it was never there in the first place. That's what I mean when I say I've never really been angry at you. Not for real. Not once. And maybe I should have been. Maybe I should have held on to it sometimes. But I couldn't. I just couldn't. You ever notice how sometimes the room feels different after a laugh? Like the air shifts. It's not heavy, not sad, just softer. Like the world finally remembers how to breathe. That's what it feels like right now. Quiet, but not empty. Like something's hanging here, between us, waiting. Can I tell you something? Something I probably shouldn't say out loud? Don't answer that. I'm gonna say it anyway. I've realized you're the only person I can't stay mad at. Ever. And trust me, I've tried. Remember earlier when I told you I'd gear myself up for a fight? Yeah. I'd have these whole speeches in my head. Sharp comebacks, cold stares, the works. And then I'd see you, and poof, gone. Like smoke. Like the words just forget how to exist. Do you know how annoying that is? You're impossible. You make it impossible. And I keep asking myself why. Why you? Why not anyone else? I mean, I've held grudges before. I can be stubborn. I can dig my heels in. But with you, I don't even get the chance. The anger just slips through my fingers before I can close my hand. And the worst part, the part I don't admit to anyone is that I don't actually hate it. I like that you do this to me. Even though I complain, even though I roll my eyes and act like you're the most irritating human alive, the truth is, you're the exception. My one exception. Do you think that's normal? Like, am I broken somehow? Is it bad that I can't even pretend to hate you? Or does it just mean you're different? God, listen to me. I sound ridiculous, like some teenager spilling secrets after midnight. And you're just sitting there, probably smirking, soaking it all in. Stop that. Stop being quiet. Your silence is worse than anything you could say, because I know exactly what you're thinking. I can hear it in the way you're not laughing, in the way you're not interrupting. You're thinking, she's giving herself away. And you're right. I am. But maybe I don't care anymore. You know what scares me? Not the idea of being angry at you, but the idea that I can't, that no matter what happens, no matter what you say or do, something in me just refuses to turn against you. Like I've been wired wrong, or maybe wired right, but only for you. And if I'm being brutally honest, it feels kinda good. Safe. Like I don't have to keep the armor on around you. Like even if I tried to build walls, you just find a way to climb over, or knock gently until I open the door. Do you realize what kind of power that is over me? I hope you don't, because if you did, you'd never let me live it down. You're probably waiting for the joke now, for me to laugh it off, turn it into banter. That's what I usually do, right? Deflect, tease, pretend I didn't just bare my soul. But I don't feel like joking tonight. Not about this. So here it is. The quiet truth I wasn't planning to say. You're impossible to hate. Not just because you're funny. Not just because you're stubborn or kind or annoyingly good at making me lose my train of thought, but because somewhere along the way, without me noticing, you became the one person I can't imagine pushing away. And I think, no, I know, that means something. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Don't smile. Or do. I don't know. Just don't make this harder. God, you really are impossible. You hear that? Exactly. Nothing. Just the clock ticking somewhere far off, and maybe the hum of the lamp. It's quiet. Quieter than it should be. And that's my fault, isn't it? I said too much. I always do. It just slipped out, like the words were waiting for a chance to escape, and I didn't lock the door fast enough. Don't look at me like that. Don't tilt your head, all curious, like you're trying to read me. You already heard it. The truth. So pretending you didn't won't help either of us. Maybe I should cover it up. Laugh. Say it was a joke. Haha. Can you imagine me not being able to hate you? But that would sound fake now, wouldn't it? Too late for jokes. Too late for pretending. You know what's weird? I was fine before. Or at least I thought I was. Then tonight happened. One laugh too many, one memory too sharp, and suddenly I'm here, saying things I swore I'd keep buried. Stop smiling. Yes, you are. I can hear it. I don't even have to look at you. That stupid, soft, smug little smile of yours. It's practically radiating through the air. It's unfair because it makes it harder to keep my walls up. And right now, I don't have many left. Do you get it? Do you understand what it means when I say I can't hate you? It's not a compliment. It's a confession. The kind you're not supposed to make on quiet evenings like this, with tea going cold on the table and music playing low in the background. It means you're in here, too deep in here, and I can't shake you out, no matter how much I pretend I want to. God, listen to me. I sound like some bad romance movie. You're impossible to hate. What kind of line is that? Corny. So corny. And yet, I mean it. Every syllable. Because it's true. Do you know how many times I wanted to prove myself wrong? I think this time he really messed up. This time I'll stay mad. And then you do something. Some dumb, tiny, ordinary thing. Like asking if I'd eaten. Or making that stupid joke only you find funny. Or looking at me like you knew I was bluffing the whole time. And just like that, gone. All of it. Like the anger never stood a chance. You're infuriating. You're unfair. You're mine. Wait. Forget I said that last part. Erase it. Pretend the sentence ended before then. You're not erasing it, are you? Figures. Fine. Leave it hanging. Let it sit in the air between us. It's not like I can take it back anyway. You know, it's even scarier than saying it. The fact that you're just here, calm, not laughing, not running, not arguing, just listening, like you knew all along and you were just waiting for me to catch up. And now that it's out there, I don't know what to do with myself. Pour more tea? Change the subject? Complain about the weather? Anything would feel safer than this. But safe's not what I want right now. So I'm gonna say one last thing. And after that, we can pretend I didn't. Deal? Here it is. You're impossible. You're impossible to fight with, impossible to stay mad at, impossible to let go of, and impossible, absolutely impossible, to hate. There. That's it. That's all you get tonight. Unless you ask for more.